preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio.
And another jam-packed weekend for you here at Animal Radio. World-famous author, poet, musician, politician, animal lover, all-around fun guy. Kinky Friedman is back on Animal Radio this weekend. And we'll find out what happened with his run for governor in 2005. Apparently it didn't work out. Governor of Texas. So listen up, Texas affiliates. Also, Vlade, the Russian dog wizard, is back to help you if you have a problem.
With your dog.
Or your husband.
Oh, okay.
1-866-405-8405. He's kind of an all-around kind of guy, too, and he can help you out with any one of your problems. Let's go to the phones. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Fernando.
Hey, Fernando, how you doing?
Good.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Montebello,
Los
California.
Angeles. Listening on Coast.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was hearing your animal show. I never heard that in the morning. I was never up that early. I had to work last night, and this morning me and my wife are coming home, and we heard your show, and I thought it was great.
Well, thank you.
Well, awesome. You know, you can hear it online anytime, so you don't have to wake up at that time to hear it.
Well, actually, I just had to work for the holiday because the Christmas parade in Hollywood.
Oh, what were you doing?
Just doing security work.
I was in that parade about 10, 15 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
So what's on your mind, Fernando?
My question was on the Chihuahuas what's the best way to try to talk to them or train them or something?
What are they doing?
Yeah, what are they doing that you don't like?
They're biting everything in my house. They're eating the couch. They're eating every single thing. They're eating everything. They're like just everything that's plastic and everything. The last thing that I touch before I leave. They'll either hold on to it till I get back and they'll chew on it or whatever. But they eat mostly plastic.
How long have you had them?
I've had let's see, the first one 4 years, and they made a couple. So for the last 4 years.
So for 4 years they've been chewing on things?
Actually, just the newer ones for the last year they've been chewing on things. The new ones, like I have 2 sets of the new ones.
And they're things that you've touched or plastic?
They chew. They eat my glasses. They eat my phone. They chew the phone cords. They chew anything that's around my little area.
They like the way Daddy smells, huh?
Pretty much, I think that's what it is. I don't know, but I don't know how to get them off that.
Well, you know, the cords, you got to watch out, especially around the holidays. And I know that there's a couple of things you can do with the cords. You can spray either lemon juice or Tabasco sauce or something nasty on the cord so that they won't be chewing on that. There's also a little thing called the critter cord, the critter cover, which covers cords. I know that you can get that like at Petco or PetSmart. Okay. Now, the other things, boy, you know, if they like the way you smell, that's a tough one. What do you think, Judy?
Well, do you have a lot of toys for them to play with?
Yeah, I have many toys, but they seem to like my especially my caps. They'll chew my caps, the back end of the cap. You know, that little Velcro?
Uh-huh.
They'll chew that off. They'll chew the plastic things off, the ones with the little knots on there.
And when they do it, what do you do, Fernando, when they do that, if you catch them doing that?
I tell them no. And then after, I just tell them no, and I stop my foot, or I get a newspaper, and I hit my hand with it really hard. But I don't hit them, but I hit my hand. Like I make a loud noise.
Uh-huh. That's good.
And then what they do is they roll on their back. I tell them, I'm going to give you some pan con queso. You know?
Okay.
And then you get on their back, you know, but then after that, then they go up to me and I'm come here. You know, and then I kiss back up to them.
So they're getting your attention. They know your number. They know exactly, and they turn submissive.
They're like little kids, man. They're like my kids. Like I'll tell my kids, no, don't do that shit. And then I tell them all kinds of stuff, and then later on they'll give me that little sad face. And then they're like, oh, come here, man. You know, it's the same thing.
So what you need to do is when you catch them chewing on something, like you say, make them loud noise, tell them no, then substitute, give them something. Don't keep all their toys out all the time because then it's like a kid. They become bored with them. You know how kids like new toys? If you have 10 different toys, rotate them. Bring about, 2 or 3 toys out at a time, hide the others, and then every week rotate them. It's like a new toy. And when they're chewing on something, tell them no. But then give them a toy. Give them something
to
divert their attention. You know,
Okay.
give them something, give them some other toy to chew on, and you know, keep bringing out new toys and rotating them, and every time.
They're all looking at me like they know I'm talking to you.
Well, they know someone's on the phone trying to help them. Well, they have your number pretty much, and the thing is that they know how to get attention. They're obviously submissive when you say no. They know that they're doing something bad.
Yeah.
So the best bet is when they're doing something bad, say no, make a little noise like that, and then attract their attention towards something more positive, like another toy or something like
You know,
that.
that's a very good idea. I haven't thought of that one.
It's not that bad if they like the way you smell. That's
Okay.
they're going to hang.
Rub the toys all over your body first before you give it to them.
All right, there you go.
I appreciate your time. What you said you had 7 of them?
6.
Yeah, it's
Six
about
of them?
6 now.
Okay, 6 of them? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll send out a couple of toys they can share, okay?
Okay.
Hold on 1 second so we can get your information. We'd love to hear from you, 1-866-405-8405. Guido just gave me a list, Judy. Mm-hmm. As you know, and I mentioned this last week, I'm probably going to get a dog for Christmas, for the holidays.
How exciting. Congratulations.
Thinking of a chow chow. Now I'm thinking of names, and I'm looking at a list that Guido gave me of the most popular cat and dog names. And actually, what's kind of interesting about this list is the most popular cat name is also the most popular dog name.
Wow.
Want to take a guess?
You know, I had a cat named Bud, short for Buddy, and Buddy could be both a cat and a dog, and I think it's a popular name. I'm going to guess Buddy.
Well, Buddy is on the list.
It is.
Actually, both lists for cat and dog, but it doesn't top the list. It isn't the number one name. I'm actually going to throw it out to the listener if that's okay for you.
Okay.
We have a gift basket straight from the Animal Radio prize closet. We're actually clearing it out so we can put other new prizes in there. We've put together a nice gift basket for either your dog or your cat. Tell us what you think is the number one name for cat and dog. They're the same. The number one name. 1-866-405-8405. All the lines are already lit up. I think it's a pretty easy one, so I think we're going to have a winner pretty fast. Hi, who's this?
This is Nori Reisner.
Hi, Nori. How are you doing?
Very good, thanks.
Where are you calling from today?
Chestertown, Maryland.
Listening on WCTR.
Yes, I am.
Very good for you. What kind of animals do you have?
I have 2 cats.
The most popular common cat name or dog name, they're both the same, by the way. The most common cat name and the most common dog name are the same. Do you know what it is?
I'm with all the animals that I know and have had.
What are your cats' names?
Well, George. I mean, not George. No, sorry. It's Mickey. We did have a George. He passed on to Rainbow Heaven.
Now, George is actually on the list.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, George was my first real true love cat. But we have Mickey, who's taken his place and is much like George. And our female cat is called Pifty, but it came because she was found on a life jacket, which is a PFD.
Oh.
And whenever I said PFD so fast, the girls at work said, why don't you just call her Pifty? So the name stuck.
How very, very creative. Well,
Yes.
you're one of those people that have thought of a very creative name for your cats, so I got to think that you might know what the most popular name is.
For a dog, I'd say possibly, well, no.
Now, it's for a dog and cat. They're both
Oh, okay. Dog and cat.
They're both the same name. Actually, they top the list for both the same name for the cat and dog list. So we know it's not Fluffy, probably.
A dog could be named Fluffy.
I guess a dog could be named Fluffy.
How about Skipper?
Skipper actually doesn't show up on the list at
Doesn't
all.
show up.
It's actually it's a human name as well.
Is it?
Yes, it's a man's
Oh, it
name.
is?
A man's name, yes.
Then it wouldn't be Roy.
No, unfortunately not. Roy's not on the list, but I'm going to keep that out there if you don't mind. 1-866-405-8405. Tell us what you think the most popular cat or dog name is. Nora, hold on 1 second. Thanks for listening on WCTR in Chestertown, Maryland. We need to get a little bit of information from you, and we're going to send you a Cougar tag, okay?
Okay, terrific.
You know, Judy, I thought this would be simpler.
It's tough. It really is. There's so many names out there that people name their animals. It's a hard one.
I've even named one of my animals this name.
I've never had one named that.
Oh, you know the answer?
Yeah, I peeked.
Okay. Well, don't tell anyone, okay?
I won't.
National security leak now. 1-866-405-8405. Coming up, Kinky Friedman. Now, of course, Kinky is not on the list anywhere here. I don't know how he got his name. Also, Vlade the Dog Wizard, if you have any questions about your dog. Really, this guy is on the level. He has helped us with so many problems. He is so awesome. A little hard to understand, but that's okay. Because everything, you get used to how he talks after a while. And you even start to talk like him after a while.
I notice you do that.
Yes. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Shannon.
Hi, Shannon. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Where are you calling from?
Well, right now I'm in Laguna Beach. I'm actually at work.
At work. Okay, so we'll be real quiet. Where do you work, can you say?
Well, I'm a nurse at South Coast Hospital.
Oh, very good for you. Well, thank you. You're listening on, obviously, Coast in the Los Angeles area. What do you think it is?
Kitty.
Kitty, actually.
I don't know.
Well, no, that's a good guess. That actually does show up number 7 on the list. Number 7 on the list. I'm going to keep this out there. 1-866-405-8405. Tell us what you think the top 10, one of the top, or the top most common cat name is right now. And Shannon, hold on a second. We got a little stuff. We got stuff for your cat, okay?
Great, thanks.
Hi, who's this?
This is Desi.
Desi?
Or Red, my friends call me, yeah.
Where are you calling from?
Boise Angeles.
Boise Angeles. Okay, so you're listening on KFXD. Why do you call it Boise Angeles?
Because so many people from California are moving up here. So it's kind of a local nickname we've given it.
Really?
So that's what's happening. They've given up on Colorado, and now they're moving to Idaho.
Something like that, yeah. I don't know how they're doing in Colorado. My sister lives out that way.
We're asking people today what the most common cat or dog name is. What do you think it is?
Felix.
Felix.
No one's guessed that one yet.
No Felix on the list there.
Didn't make it, huh?
Didn't make it on the list there, so we're going to keep it out there. 1-866-405-8405. Hold on one second there. We're going to get you a Cougar tag for calling us, okay? And thanks for listening to Animal Radio.
Oh, dude, I love your show, man.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Okay, listen up. Does your dog take you for walks? I mean, take you for walks. Does he bark nonstop or jump on people or steal your valuables? Like the BMW keys, off in the BMW, out for the afternoon. Where is he? How about your dog openly disobey your authority and shame you in public? This happens to me all the time. Most everybody I know that does that to me, not just my dog. Are you afraid that your dog will growl or bite? Well, to help us, Vlade, the Russian dog wizard, is back on Animal Radio. Hi, Vlade. How are you doing?
Hello. Hello, Judy. Hello, Hale.
Hi,
Vlade. Hello, listeners of the American's most listened pet show, Animal Radio. My pleasure to be back.
And it's nice to have you back. We're going to go to the phones in just a second. 1-866-405-8405 and see if we can help somebody with their problems. The holiday's just around the corner, Vlade. Are you planning a big holiday Christmas?
Sure. We do it in Russia, too, so it became universal holiday. And you know what? Around this time, families or couples are getting the new puppy.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that. It can be a very stressful time in just a couple of minutes. Let's go to the phones first. Hi, who do we have with us?
My name is Faye.
Hi, Faye. How are you doing?
Good.
Where are you calling from?
Pennsylvania, Shoemakersville.
Near Reading?
Yep.
Listening
about
on
15 minutes away.
Okay, then listening on WEEU. Okay, Faye, you're on with Vlade. Try to describe your problem to Vlade, if you will.
Hello, Faye.
Hello. It's nice to talk
Go
to
ahead.
you.
Bite me. Tell me. I have more answers than you have a question, so go ahead.
I got a couple questions.
Go ahead.
The first one is anxiety.
Okay.
We tried pills. We tried doing it in a natural way first, but nothing seems to work.
Okay.
And she shakes a lot and howls.
Okay, when you leave the house or in your presence, anxiety to what?
Well, usually when we go away.
Okay, so you go away and the dog is shaking like the leaf.
Yep.
Okay, and when you come home, you see some destroying shoes or eaten furniture or what?
Well, we discovered that she had gone down the cellar and got it into a box and destroyed the box and what was ever in the box. But since then, she really isn't destructive.
Okay.
But she, like I say, when we go away, when she knows we're going away, she starts shaking and she runs in the room into her chair, and that's where she stays.
Who is this she? What is the breed?
Her name is Princess, and she's a Dalmatian.
She's a Dalmatian. Okay. Do you know what separation anxiety is? Separation anxiety, it means when you leave the house, your dog thinks she will die. She's going to die because she doesn't count the time like we humans do. She thinks you left forever. So what I'm going to tell you right now will fix this problem with the speed of Russian satellite-guided missile.
Okay.
It means quick. So what we're going to do here, we're going to address the cause of this problem. And I'm going to give you aspirin because you call right now, you're asking for some type of the pill, magic bullet, and I'm going to give you that magic bullet. But first, let's talk about the cause. The cause is you're overindulging, sorry for telling you, and giving her attention too much. We're humans, very interesting species. When the spouse leaves the home and another spouse asks, where are you going? Spouse can say, hey, why you ask me? It's not your business. I will come back. Yeah. When it comes to the pets, we start to worry even before they worry. We say, oh, no, man, please, I'm going to come back. I'm just going to pick up the milk across the street. And so, in other words, what I'm suggesting to you, you have to have a different attitude. Like Taliban husband leave the house. It means he's not giving his wife hugs and kisses. He tells her, okay, I leave the home. Please go to the kitchen and do dishes and go to the bathroom and to the bath and do the laundry. That's it. So in other words, you have to play different way because you have extreme situations. So now you need to play on another side of the scale. Make sure no grieving when you leave the home, 15, 20 minutes away before you leave the house. Basically, no attention. Don't even look at your dog, okay? I would like you to maintain the same attitude when you're home and you're not leaving the house. Means stop constantly kissing and hugging, start touching, stop looking. A little bit, walk through your house like the Oprah with attitude. Like Oprah, how Oprah walks, like the Russian tank. Just go through like everything belongs to you and that's it. I love this attitude. That's what you have to. They're full of confidence. Okay? Now, this is going to be, and when you come back, the same thing. No welcome home celebration. Immediately, don't say, oh, kiss and hug and things like that. Ignore. Or even if the dog jumps at you and jump and try to block you and such, just say, and just move toward. Have attitude like most Americans girls have, like don't touch, don't harass, and keep going forward.
You too, huh?
Yeah, what? I learned it in the hard way here. So anyway, so that's the way you have to do as far as your attitude, changing in your attitude. Now, you have to give that dog work to do. In other words, what I would do if it was my dog, I would give her a lot of physical and mental exercise.
Yeah.
I would get her in the backyard. I don't care what she likes to bring or not. I'm going to get her a couple of objects. I'm going to toss this object and make her run back and forth without stopping. Yeah. I maybe will put the doggy backpack on her, and for the weight purpose, maybe put in each packet a couple of vodka, Aquafina, and make it a little bit heavy. So, and after that, I'm going to do obedience training with her, with focusing on control exercise. For instance, sit, stay, and down, stay. Say, 1 minute sit-stay takes as much energy as 1 mile to run. In other words, I'm going to proactively absorb the physical energy out of the dog's body, mental energy out of the dog's mind. She's going to be tired dog. Tired dog is the good dog. Tired kids sleep well. And that's I'm going to do before I leave the house. And that's what I will do when I come home. And that's going to address the cause. Now, you asking for the quick fix. Quick fix will be this way. Just give her great calming remedies. I like the calming formula by the company Pet Naturals. And I also would play, when I leave the home, I also would play harp music. The harp music, the strings, when somebody play in harp, it's calming the dogs down. It's affecting their nervous system to some degree, and they're really calming down. But I would suggest apply those two things as far as addressing the cause and attacking the symptoms at the same time. Okay? So your second question is?
Barking.
Barking.
She has very good hearing. very good hearing. I think she could hear a pin drop and go off. And the one day it got so bad, I put a muzzle on her, figuring, and I left it on for like a half an hour. And I said to her, okay, now if I take this off, I said, we're not going to bark. And she did good for about an hour or two, and then it was right back to where we were.
Okay.
You know, anytime she hears, you know, nobody has to come to our door. She just has to hear it like in the neighborhood.
This is a typical situation. Every American household, almost in all of them. I mean, somebody knocked the door and the dog is bark, 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 like
that. You know, I said to her, I could understand if somebody's at our door. I can understand her barking. I said, but when it's up the block, that she hears it. You know, and she goes off, you know, like they're at our door. It's like...
Exactly,
oh, no.
But I don't want her bark at all right now. Honestly, you can like it or hate it to hear. That's what I tell my clients, you know, because in Russia we say when you lost the head, don't cry about the hair. In other words, I don't want her bark right now at all because, you know, she's going to bark 1-2 times anyway. Yeah. In other words, I know you want to tell her somebody's here, but, you know, she keep telling you, I see somebody, or the person is already here, and you cannot stop it. Yeah. So, okay, so this one is a very easy things to do. All what you need to do to go to your sporting goods store and get air horn, okay? And, yeah, I mean, every time when she barks, push the button and say, ah, so she would know it comes from you, not from the strangers. Once you startle her, tell her lovingly, come on, baby, over here, and give her treats. Remember, Vladi's approach is correct, redirect, praise. Vladi does not believe in redirecting like so many trainers nowadays and after praising, because sometimes it's hard people to redirect the race car without pushing on the brakes. So correct, redirect, praise. Correction can be different. Vladi does not believe in any cruelty whatsoever. But when you produce that startling sound, I mean, it's just wow. Or like dust cleaner, compressed air can be useful too. So, but make sure whenever you push the button, you have to make that sound, which is you're growling no, like ah. Don't tell her no, please, because the most dogs in this country think the word no is their nickname. People use that word no so many times without consequence. That's the way. This one is nothing really even to worry about, because you know what? This one is so easy to fix. Make sure 3-4 times, catch her in the action, push the button, make the sound, she stops, give her kiss and hug, give her good treats when she is quiet, and always correct her motivationally without $2 ticket for speed violation when she is bad, and that's going to disappear, I promise you.
Very good. Can we give Faye one of your DVDs?
Sure, please, Faye. I mean, that's a great thing. Please send to her my dog training DVD, Obedience for Life, which is the only patent-pending dog training method in America. It is so effective that it can fix any behavior problem in dogs, even in your dog, Faye. And even if your dog is untrainable.
I think
this, you know, when you go Russian, your dog will stop fussing.
Why, thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Faye, hold on.
Thank you for listening, Animal Radio, the Americans' most listened pet lovers animal show.
Okay, we're going to be back with Vlade in just a second. If you have a question for Vlade, 1-866-405-8405. When we come back with Vlade, it's important. If you're thinking you're going to get, I'm talking like Vlade now. If you're thinking you're going to get an animal, a puppy for Christmas, for the holidays.
Yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to share with you surviving kit. What does it consist of and how we can survive when we get the Christmas puppy.
That's on the way right here on Animal Radio.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Hey, this is Sean Hayes on Animal Radio. Remember to spay and neuter your pets.
Honey, look, I taught Rocky a new trick.
He's 12. You know what they say about old dogs. Hey, Rock, what'd she teach you to do, sleep?
Funny, no. I taught him to email me when it's time for his vet appointment and vaccinations, notify a call center if he's lost, and give the kennel his feeding and med schedule.
Did you give him a brain implant?
No. I bought him a Cougar tag for his collar.
Cougar tag?
This little USB Cougar tag. Oh. Yeah, plugs into any computer. His vital information's right there for the vet or kennel to read.
So our address and phone number aren't hanging off Rocky's neck. Wow, neat trick.
Yeah, honey. neat.
Cougar Tag, the world's smallest USB pet tag for dogs, cats, even birds. 24/7 Lost Pet Center, vital health and vet information, appointment and vaccination reminder emails, and more. All in a universal, non-invasive, waterproof tag. Let your pet teach you a new trick. Visit CougarTag.com today. That's Cougar Tag, KOOGA tag.com. CougarTag.com.
Buddy, don't do that.
Don't worry, lots of dogs eat grass.
Didn't you hear? Dogs can get worm infections from eggs and larvae in the grass. Those parasites can even infect humans.
I know. That's why I give my dog Safeguard K9 Dewormer twice a year. It's a safe and easy way to eliminate and prevent the major intestinal worms that infect dogs, and to protect my family against infection.
Where can I find out more?
Just visit www.safeguard.com. That's SAFE-GUARD.com.
Hey, you know anyone who has owned a pet can tell you nothing is more frustrating than their pet soiling in the house. Often they do this in one spot, over and over and over again. There's a reason why your pets do this. Pets are attracted to their own unique body scent, which is known as their pheromone, and that pheromone is always left behind in every soiling. Therefore, it's natural for your pet to follow his keen sense of smell and go back to it. So the question is, how do we get the pheromone out so our pets stop resoiling in the house? Well, the good news is there's finally an answer. It's Get Serious Stain, Odor, and Pheromone Extractor. Get Serious is the only stain and odor remover with the ability to remove your pet's pheromone while also getting out the urine odor and any stain. Stop blaming your pets for resoiling when you used a cleaner that didn't get the pheromone out. And don't spend another minute cleaning up unnecessary repeat accidents. Pick up Get Serious today at PetSmart or visit PetSmart.com.
Preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio.
We are just seconds away from world-famous author, poet, musician, politician, animal advocate, all-around good guy, Kinky Friedman.
And we're also going to go back to the phone to see if someone has the most popular cat and dog name.
It's probably hard to believe, Judy, that a muscular guy like me, someone who's so macho on the exterior. What are you laughing at?
Yeah, people can see you.
Yeah, you might, this is radio. You might remember me from the Soloflex commercials that you see all the time. Anyway, big guy like me, I go home at night and I curl up in bed with my dear kitty, and there's a little bit of purring going on. It's kind of a scene that...
Are you purring or is he purring?
We're both purring. It's going on. Let me tell you right there. It's a purr fest. And I'm not the only one. There's others that are guilty of this. And you're probably listening right now. Maybe you're guilty of this. Big macho guy. How about Kinky Friedman? You think he does this kind of stuff? We had to get him on the phone to find out. Hi, Kinky. How you doing?
Pretty good, Hal. How's it going?
Very good. What's the weather like down there at the beautiful Utopia sanctuary that you have?
It's very, very nice today.
How many animals do you have over there at Utopia?
We've got about 60 dogs and about 10 pigs, some donkeys. Right now, we're running pretty full capacity as far as dogs are concerned. I think we've adopted more than 2,000 of them over the past 8 or 9 years.
Wow!
Adopted them out to families and homes.
Wow!
Doing lots of great work, and of course, the last time we spoke was just before you were going to run for governor. Was that in 2005?
Why don't you tell me to stop before it's too late?
You know what? Because I thought the Animal Radio audience would hold it, just the Animal Radio listeners right there, and then I realized that we only have 2 Texas affiliates there in Lubbock and Brownsville, and
only 2 listeners.
Probably not enough to pull you over there. But here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking president.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't be hard to be a little more inspirational than the candidates that we now have, would it?
That's for sure.
I'll tell you. I wish you were up there. Maybe next time round.
Well, politics is, my definition, poly means more than one, and ticks are blood-sucking parasites.
Do you have your hands in any of that right now?
No, I'm kind of taking it easy right now. I'm wandering in the raw poetry of time, and kind of living the American dream. And if I get back in, it would probably be for governor as a Democrat in 2010 to abolish the death penalty in Texas, and that means the death penalty for people, for horses, and for dogs and cats.
There you go.
I'm there.
Yes.
Let me get back to what I was talking about here. I understand that your cat, Lady, is there's a little bit of purring going on, too.
Yeah, Lady has crossed over the Rainbow Bridge some years back now.
Mm-hmm.
But Lady slept in bed with me for many years here with 4 dogs. 5 dogs, actually. 5 dogs.
Uh-huh.
And she slept on my head.
Oh, no.
And the dogs did not like Lady, and she doesn't like them. So this, you can see within, I have a shotgun under my bed.
Uh-huh.
But the situation was tenuous. You know, I've always tried to precisely record this stuff. Like something will happen. There'll be a fight between Lady and one of the dogs at exactly 2:16 every night. You know, I mean, cats are very. If you look at this on a digital clock, you will see
they're punctual.
Yeah, that if the cat is going to, lick your nose or something like that, that will be at 6:07 every single morning. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And of course, they're creatures of narrow habit. So if they like to sleep in your head, that's pretty much what it's going to be. It's very hard to. It's like teaching a wolf to sit. You can't do it. It can't be done. And you can't teach a cat to do something the cat doesn't want to do.
That puts you in a precarious situation if the cat wants to get up and run, huh?
Well, if there's going to be a fight right on my head.
Yeah.
And that happens because some of the dogs inch their way up closer.
Uh-huh.
And the Friedmans, the 5 dogs, are getting to be, they're very set in their ways, too.
Sure.
So, I mean, for a long period of time, I had 3 cats, which is a very sensitive thing to do, and many great people, Hal, as you know, have had cats. I mean, from Albert Schweitzer to the Prophet Muhammad to Winston Churchill. The only people who don't like cats traditionally are dictators. And it is said that Napoleon, Alexander the Great, and Hitler all hated cats.
Uh-huh.
They were intimidated by them, weren't they?
They did not like cats. They didn't much like Jews or newspapers either.
No.
Newspaper editors, yeah.
Who makes up the Friedman family right now? Now, I understand there was an armadillo in the mix somewhere there?
Yeah, Dilly's has not been around lately, and I think that's because the Friedmans are getting more territorial here. They're getting older, and they just kind of hang around this old place, the lodge, here on the ranch. There's Perky, Mr. Magoo, Brownie, Chumley, and Fly are the 5. 5 Friedmans, and we had hoped, and they had hoped, to be moving into the governor's mansion. And,
how did you break the news to him?
Well, I just gathered them all around me and told them, I mean, we had really thought that was going to happen, that we were all going to be playing poker together.
I thought so, too. I really did.
Well, it's one of those things. The whole thing was kind of quixotic to begin with. It was a long shot, but the majority of people in Texas would have given us a landslide had they voted. And when you get 28% of the people voting, you're going to get a ribbon cutter every time. You're going to get just what we have for leadership today.
Mm-hmm. Got to get those people out there to vote.
28% is really pathetic.
Yeah.
Yes, unbelievable.
And it's generally regarded that if it had been over 40%, we would have won. And then we could have started doing something, because today I think the people are so fed up with politicians that if we had a chance, if we could have a President Mark Twain or a President Will Rogers or any president that's above politics, and that it doesn't put party first, that would have been great, and of course the animals would have benefited.
Your platform was all pro-animals. Got to ask you this question. We are, T-minus. We actually have one of these clocks in the studio. It's the Michael Vick countdown to sentencing clock.
December 10th, right?
December 11th. And
he could get 15 years, right? Well, he's got 2 state charges.
Yes. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, he picked the wrong judge, I'll tell you that. This Henry Hudson guy is
he picked the wrong judge.
Well,
can you pick the judge?
No, but fate. The fate monkeys.
Okay.
The fate monkeys are working against Michael Vick right now, and it was interesting because, as you know, I think Nike held on to his endorsements for 2 or 3 weeks. They were waiting to see which way the wind was blowing. They thought this might just pass,
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they saw the stats that 60% of football fans, not even animal lovers, never want to see this guy again. And, of course, animal lovers have really... that's the breed that we need to ban, is the Michael Vicks of the world.
You know what? I can't even top that. I'm going to end right there. Kinky Friedman joining us. The book, which you have graciously contributed to, is called Howl, a collection of the best contemporary dog wit. It has some very, very funny stories from contributing writers like Margaret Chow and Pam Houston, Frank Gannon, and, of course, Kinky Friedman. The Utopia website, how can we get there?
UtopiaRescue.com. And anybody, we encourage everybody to check that out because we've got 60 wonderful dogs, all would like a home. And so that's UtopiaRescue.com. And one other thing people can do that want to help Utopia is buy Kinky Friedman cigars. That you can get that through KinkyCigars.com. There are 5 kinds: the Governor, the Kinky Cristo, the Texas Jew Boy, the Willie, which has a little twist on one end, and especially the Utopian, our bestseller. The Utopian goes totally to Animal Rescue and goes to Utopia Rescue Ranch, the Profits. It's the only cigar in America benefiting Animal Rescue. So these are made in Honduras by Cubans, and my message for young people is cigarettes bad, cigar good.
Yeah, there you go. And this would make a great Christmas gift. Ladies, if you're listening right now, this is the biggest turn on for a guy, for your husband. Start smoking a cigar right now, this minute.
Yeah, get them a sampler pack or a box, KinkyCigars.com. That's Kinky Friedman Cigars, KFC.
And what about the salsa? Is the
the what?
The Kinky Friedman salsa, is that still going?
The salsa you can get through KinkyFriedman.com, yeah.
I'll tell you, a lot of links here, so we're going to put them all at animalradio.com, and I'm going to give away 5 copies right now of Hal, a collection of the best contemporary dog wit. 1-866-405-8405. Kinky, it's so fun to have you on every time. We always have a lot of fun. Thanks so much for joining us again.
Hal, Judy, may the God of your choice bless you.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Hi, this is Wendy Malick on Animal Radio. And do not forget, spay and neuter.
Every year, there are millions of pets in animal shelters across the country just waiting for a loving home. I'm Mike Farrell with a very simple message. If you're thinking of getting a pet, please adopt. To easily locate your closest place to adopt, call Pets 911 toll-free at 1-888-PETS-911. It's easy, it's free, and it gives a pet a second chance at life. Together, we can ensure a better future for our pets.
For adoptable pet listings in your community, go to Pets911.com. Pets 911, proud to be partnered with Animal Radio.
You want to keep a secret from your dog? It's the new fish sticks from Canine Caviar. They're good for your dog's teeth, gums, and also his achy joints. And fish sticks from Canine Caviar are 100% natural, completely digestible, and contain no chemical preservatives, additives, or fillers, and they're low in calories. But don't tell your dog that. All they care about is that they taste good. Get your dog fish sticks at caninecaviar.com. That's www.caninecaviar.com.
This is Animal Radio
Network. Hi, this is Emmylou Harris on Animal Radio. Please spay and neuter your pet.
Preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio.
Okay, let's see if we can find a winner to this question that I thought we'd have a winner already.
A little tougher than you thought.
What is the most popular, the number one cat and dog name? They are the same. 1-866-405-8405 for a big gift basket from the old Animal Radio prize closet. Hi, who's this?
Jen.
Hi, Jen. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Where are you calling from?
Boise, Idaho.
Listening on KFXD. Okay. What do you think it is?
I'll say Sam.
Sam.
Did Sam make the list?
Did Sam make the list? Actually, Sam is number 10 on the list.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Excuse me, number 9 and 10 is Sammy. So you have Sam and Sammy coming in on the list there, but that is not correct. We're going to keep it out there. 1-866-405-8405. I'm going to ask you to hold on for a second because I'm going to get you a Cougar tag for your cat, okay?
Okay.
And thanks for listening to Animal Radio.
Thank you.
See, we're going to make everyone a winner there. 1-866-405-8405. Hi, who's this?
Hello?
Yes, who is this?
This is Cornell.
Hi, Cornell. How are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Very good. Where are you calling from?
Reading, Pennsylvania.
Listening on WEEU. Boy, just a lot of animal lovers there, huh?
Yeah.
Today we're asking what the most popular animal names are, and surprisingly enough, the top cat name is also the top dog name. And so I figured we'd just ask, what do you think the top name is, Cornell? Do you have any?
Top name is for cats and for dogs, and what is it?
Yeah, what do you think it is? Do you have any pets?
Yes, I have two.
What are their names?
Two cats, Twinkle and Snuggles.
Twinkle and Snuggle.
Yeah.
Okay, that's...
I'm thinking Tabby makes a good cat name, but that doesn't sound right for dog. How about Spot?
Spot. That is a good guess. That is a good guess, but that is unfortunately not it.
Okay.
Did you say you have two cats?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want two cougar tags?
Oh, I'd love it. Thank you.
You got it. Hold on. Thanks for listening to Animal Radio.
Thank you.
Gotta love those cougar tags. 1-866-405-8405. Who's this?
Hi, my name's Darren.
Hi, Darren. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Where are you calling from?
Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho, listening on KFXD. Is that correct?
That's the one.
Now, do you have dogs at home?
I do. I have an English setter.
An English... What's his name?
Remington.
Remington, like as in the gun.
Yep, that's right. She's a gun dog, so.
Okay. We're asking what you think is the most popular dog name or cat name. Actually, the top of the list, they're both the same for both dogs and cats. What do you think is on that list there at the top?
How about Buck?
Buck?
Yeah.
Buck.
That sounds like a good animal name, doesn't it?
It does sound like a good animal name. Buck is not on the list there, unfortunately. Didn't make the list there. I'm going to keep it out there at 1-866-405-8405. Hold on 1 second there. We'll get you a cougar tag for playing with us today, okay?
Thanks.
Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Paul.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Doing real good. How are you?
Good. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Big Water, Utah.
Right down the street from us.
Yeah, just down the street, yeah.
How's the weather there today?
Oh, it's severe clear.
Severe clear. I like that.
Yeah.
What can we do for you?
Well, I was listening to the program, as I always try to do on Saturday mornings.
Good for you.
You were talking about the cat yoga.
Oh, yes.
Our cats get in some rather interesting positions.
They do yoga too, huh?
Yeah, and I'm not sure they're doing them correctly, though, because I have nothing to compare it to. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. How about we send you one of these cat yoga books? And
I'll make sure they look at it real close.
Yeah, okay.
Well, just like they say, you should check with your doctor before starting to exercise. I think before your cat starts the yoga, you should look at the book to make sure that it does it properly.
Good idea, because our cats are a little bit older, and starting a exercise program like this at an older age, that's
very important.
Yeah, right.
You don't want to stretch any of the wrong muscles.
Yeah.
Well, you got to answer a question for us. Today we're asking what the most popular animal names are, and surprisingly enough, the top cat name is also the top dog name. What do you think it is?
Bubba comes to mind right off, but I don't know. Our cat's name is B&W. That stands for black and white. We had another cat that was a black and white, and we called him Boots, and I have to think that that's kind of common.
Boots actually does not come in on the top 30 of the male list.
What about the female? It's kind of a generic.
Are these American cats we're talking about?
These are American.
Oh, okay.
According to the veterinary pet insurance company, they go out and do these surveys to promote their insurance. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get you the cat yoga book, and you got to report back. Let us know how that all worked out.
I will. You want pictures and paragraphs and
whatever you can toss our way, so we know if this book is legit or not. Okay?
All right.
Hold on a
thank you
second.
very much.
Hold on. I'm really, really, really surprised. 1-866-405-8405. The top cat name or dog name, they're the same. What do you think it is? Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Pat.
Hi, Pat. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Pennsylvania, Reading, Pennsylvania.
Listening on WEEU.
That's correct.
Okay. Do you have any idea, Pat, what the most common cat name and the most common dog name is? They're the same.
Oh, they're the same. Well, then that scratches the first answer because it wouldn't be Kitty.
I will tell you that Kitty does appear on the list for cat names.
Okay. Well, they're the same name.
Think about maybe you have a neighbor that has a dog. Pretty popular name.
Toby? I don't know.
Toby actually comes in number 21 on the list.
Oh.
So I'm gonna keep the question out there at 1-866-405-8405. But do not fret, Pat. We're gonna send some gifts for your cats and you your way, okay?
Oh, well, that'll be nice.
And we thank you so much for listening to Animal Radio.
Oh, I love it.
You're awesome. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Okay, I hope we don't have to continue into the next hour. One last one here. Hi, who's this?
This is Katie.
Hi, Katie. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Northridge, California.
Listening on Coast, I imagine.
Yes, exactly.
What do you think is the number one name?
Should I go with something as ununique as, like, Rover? Or Max?
Well, you pick one of those there.
I'm going to go with Max.
That is absolutely correct. Max is the number one male name. And,
how funny.
Rover doesn't appear on the list anywhere, but I'll tell you what, we're gonna get you a little package of doggy stuff. We thank you for listening to Animal Radio.
Thank you so much.
Max is the answer. Max is your kitty's name or your dog's name. It's the number one name in America right now. We got to go for this hour. Remember, there's lots more at animalradio.com.
And if you get a pet, please spay or neuter. If it happens to be a cat, don't declaw, and always adopt from a local shelter.
We'll see you next week for more Animal Radio.
This is Animal Radio
Network.
Preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio.
Well, if you missed it, it was Max. Max is the most popular cat and dog name, both topping out the list at number one, a survey done by VPI Pet Insurance. Now, coming up this hour, Vlade, he's back. We're talking about getting animals during Christmas or the holiday season. I'm doing that. I'm going to get myself a dog. Also, vaccinations. You know, that's such a controversial subject. You get these cards in the mail from your vet every year saying it's time to come in for the vaccinations. Now, are they trying to ring up some business, or do your animals really need those vaccinations? We're going to find out all this hour. And Kyle, 9-year-old, maybe near 10-year-old Kyle Orant, is joining us this hour. He wraps up his celebrity collar auction for Canine Companions for Independence. Let's go to the phones first. 1-866-405-8405. Hi, who's this?
This is Elmer Pike in Honeybrook, Pennsylvania.
Hi, Elmer. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good.
Now, where in Pennsylvania?
Honeybrook.
Honeybrook. Is that near Reading?
Yes.
Okay, so you were listening on WEEU.
Yes.
And I understand it says up here on the screen that you caught the tail end of last week, I guess?
Oh, yeah, a week or so ago. I didn't know what it was all about.
We were talking about the Perfect Pets, the toy pets.
Is that what it was?
It's a battery-operated cat and dog that they breathe. That's really all they do, is they just breathe. You put batteries in them and they breathe. Would you like one?
Well, what do they cost?
I'll give it to you free of charge. And then you know what? I don't know if you have grandkids. You have grandkids?
No.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't. Yeah. I'm single, but I go to a nursing home a lot.
You do? You might want to bring that there. Someone might like that.
Be nice to show it to them. I go there often. I'm just there for Christmas dinner.
Well, this might make a good Christmas present, too. I don't know.
Well, it might be, because this one lady, she thinks the world... Well, I have a cat and a dog. I have a little Chihuahua dog and a Himalayan cat.
Uh-huh.
And, but she loves them and I gave her a couple of years ago a little cat. Of course, it didn't make no sounds or anything or do anything, you know.
Uh-huh.
And she had to go into the nursing home. She had an apartment at the retirement community where I go outside of Honeybrook, and she had to go into the nursing part. She'll never be able to go back to her apartment again.
Yeah.
And so she had to give up her cat. And so I took her over, well, I guess it's been a couple of years now, a stuffed one that I had got, but it don't do anything. Of course, I'm retired, so I can't hardly afford things. Over to Walmart, they had a cat that it blinks its eyes, and nods its head and goes meow.
Well, I'll tell you, they're a lot cheaper than raising a real one, and they're a lot easier.
Oh, yes. But I couldn't afford what the Walmart one afforded. Well, so I didn't get it, you know.
Elmer, we're going to go ahead and send you a Perfect Pets free of charge, courtesy of Animal Radio, for listening to Animal Radio.
I never change my station in the house, nor do I change it in the car.
And I want you to hold on a second. Judy's going to get some information from you, Elmer, and we're going to send you one of these Perfect Pets, plus maybe we'll throw on some things for the kids, the furry kids.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay.
Well, now, are you folks on every day? WEEU?
Well, we're on 7 a.m. We start at 7 a.m. every Saturday morning right there.
Oh, you start at 7. Oh, I'm glad you told me that.
There you go, and we hope to hear from you again soon, Elmer.
Well, you will.
Hold on 1 second so we can get some information from you.
Well, thank you very much.
Hold on.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
We are with the world-famous Russian dog wizard, Vlade, is joining us, and many of us are thinking of getting a puppy for Christmas. I'm thinking of getting a Chow Chow. Everyone's saying, don't get a Chow Chow. That's a discussion for another time. But if you're like me, you're thinking of getting a puppy for Christmas, Vlade's here with some tips to help us.
Yeah, thank you for having me back. So what I would like to share first, we need to invest some money in surviving kids. And because we need to survive, I got to tell you.
A survival kit.
Exactly, okay. Because those couple of days, I was saying couple of weeks, we need to survive with the new puppy. Okay, so what I would buy first, it is earplugs. Yeah, because your puppy gonna cry, you know, and the worst things would be just, you know, why the baby, canine baby, crying? Canine baby is crying for the same reason like the human baby is crying, or she wants to food, okay, or she wants water, or she is soiled this crate, hopefully not, or she wants just extra attention. So of course we're gonna supply the food, we're gonna supply the water, we're gonna make sure the dog is pee and poop outside. But you know it's gonna be the time when the baby gonna cry, and I don't like when you just get the baby canine try to correct her or shake the crate or push the buttons and the air horns, whatever. I would like the puppy learn through the environment which works and which doesn't. So what I suggest my client, just put the earplug and just pretend you don't even hear that.
Now, does that work for human babies, too?
I think it is. I think it is. I always tell my clients, listen, behavior problem in dogs and kids reflect the same things. Look at the appearance.
That's so hard to do, is to ignore them, though.
I know, and it's always, Judy, what's happening. Somebody in the back say, puppy's crying. What's wrong with the just let her go, you know. And the puppy's learning, you know. So every time when I cry, somebody will rush toward me and let me go, and you know, and after that, you know, it's going to become the habit. So what I like to do, I never let my puppy go if I have a puppy when she's crying. I always let her go when she's quiet, and she learns just like that. But at the worst case scenario, if it's just untolerable, you just can't just, you know, sharply, maybe just what would be innocent type of the correction. Maybe clap your hands, just say, hey, just startle a little bit, and make sure even 5-10 seconds your puppy is quiet. I would approach and nicely give her some treats, say, good girl, something like that, and that's what I'm going to do. But, you know, that is the one of the things. Second, I would really invest, like I said, in the crate. Crate is the puppy's heaven place, because the puppies are drilled creatures, and the puppy like to go in the crate and make sure they're comfortable in there. So that's what I will do too. I also would buy the product by the company Thompson Lab, which is, I learned, it's the best anti-chew spray by the name Hot No Chew. It works amazingly to stop the puppy from any chewing on the wrong items.
You know, we had a call just a few minutes ago. Someone called in. They said their puppy chews on absolutely everything. Chihuahuas, little chihuahuas, not only the electrical cords, and of course we suggested putting some kind of like Tabasco sauce on the cords, but chews on clothes, on hats, underwear. what do you do with something?
Okay, I would do two discriminative method. I'm going to put on the floor 5-6 items which I know the dog is going to chew on, and I'm going to also put 5-6 favorite toys. When I talk, let me talk about first favorite toys, and after that my favorite toys.
Okay.
I like the products by the company Fido Dog. What it is something the same like nylon bone, but has a different type of the, hard for me to explain in English, but you can put some peanut butter, you can put something in those nylon bones to fill those holes, so it kind of works in both ways. It has natural flavor, but you can add something to it. Plus, this company making the product, which is alternative to the Kong, by the name Master Chew or Monster Chew, excuse me. And this is a very light device, toy, excuse me, which is we can put peanut butter or something inside, and it's a much lighter than the Kong, and the dogs. It's a scented, and the dogs love to chew that things. So I will put a couple of nice toys around on the floor, and after that I will grab some items which I know that dog is going to chew, like remote control, like landscaping rocks. You know, the Labrador Retriever like to eat them too. Like socks, whatever the people think their dog may chew it. And after that I will spray on them with the product Hot No Chew. Hot No Chew. It's an awesome product. And after that, I will grab one of them and momentarily touch the dog's mouth. So in other words, it's not going to hurt because it's, designed for the dogs, but you momentarily give them unpleasant taste. The biggest mistake that people make, why so many products don't work, I'm talking about chew deterrents, don't work. They spray those products on the items which would like to protect and wait when the puppy approach to them and chew instead of do upfront strike. You need to spray it, make sure touch the lips, and after that you can slightly spray on the rest of the product, on the rest of the items, and the dog, in his mind, when he approach, let's say 1 day or 5 hours after, he will scent that smell and compare in his mind with the bad taste he experienced before.
Very good. Very good tip. We're with Vlade, the Russian dog wizard. What are the two biggest mistakes new dog owners make this time of year when they pull in, or any time of the year when they get a new puppy?
Thank you. This is the very important for every pet owner to know. Mistake number one, people act on emotions. And when you're emotional, you cannot be logical. People getting the wrong puppy, wrong type of the dog for the family. Sometimes people is getting, they're choosing the dog like police department choosing the attack dog for themselves. Or they, for instance, choose the breed which is not suitable for this particular situation. For instance, getting the sporting breed when you live in the condo, or getting, let's say, crazy Labrador Retriever for a 75 years old grandmother, and such and such. So that's the biggest mistake that people make. First one, and the second one, it is choosing the puppy as the gift. This is the worstest things at all, because you have no idea what is another family is going through. You have no idea if the people really want to have the puppy, they are ready for that or not. Remember, people, from the love to the hate, it's just one step. So many, I see it all the time. Like so many people getting those puppies, they love them, and after that, it turns to the disaster. That is why we need to make the cautious decision. Christmas puppy, it's a great thing, it's a great stuff, but in a lot of cases, it could be just recipe for disaster. Like my yesterday's client, his girlfriend already got for him Dachshund, the boyfriend got Dachshund for the girlfriend, and that Dachshund is already bite him in the face. So, sometimes it can be just, Yeah,
it's always very controversial this time of year whether or not to get an animal. It is a great time to add an animal in the household if it is done correctly, and that, of course...
Exactly, that's what my point, yes. You always can make this irresistible gift idea works. but you need to approach with the knowledge, with experience, ask the right professional in your area. I always suggest if you would like to choose the trainer or behaviorist in your area, go to the www.dogpro.org. This is the International Association of Canine Professionals, where the professionals, dog trainers, very balanced, who believe in very common sense dog training methods. They will really make the right choices for you, and it's very important to start to train your dog the day you bring this puppy in your home, because canine mom, already trained your puppy before you've got the puppy from her, and she's expecting you to extend its own way of training, not the way you think, unless you think you know better than its own mom how to train and raise its child.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vlade, the Russian dog wizard on Animal Radio. And, of course, please remember, when Vlade talks, humans and canines listen.
That's right. And when you go Russian, your dog will stop fussing. And please, people, visit my website. I have a lot of great tips and free videos. It is Vlade.com, which is V like Victor, L-A-D like Davis, A-E.com, Vlade.com. I can solve behavior problem in any dog, even your dog.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
This is Fred Willard on Animal Radio. Remember to spay and neuter your animals. I've had it done to me. It's not that woof.
Honey, look, I taught Rocky a new trick.
He's 12. You know what they say about old dogs. Hey, Rock, what'd she teach you to do? Sleep?
Funny, no. I taught him to email me when it's time for his vet appointment and vaccinations, notify a call center if he's lost, and give the kennel his feeding and med schedule.
Did you give him a brain implant?
No. I bought him a Cougar tag for his collar.
Cougar tag?
This little USB Cougar tag. Oh. Yeah, plugs into any computer. His vital information's right there for the vet or kennel to read.
So our address and phone number aren't hanging off Rocky's neck. Wow, neat trick.
Yeah, honey. Neat.
Cougar Tag, the world's smallest USB pet tag for dogs, cats, even birds. 24/7 Lost Pet Center, vital health and vet information, appointment and vaccination, reminder emails, and more. All in a universal, non-invasive, waterproof tag. Let your pet teach you a new trick. Visit CougarTag.com today. That's Cougar Tag, K-O-O-G-A tag.com. CougarTag.com.
PetGadgets.com. If you're looking for innovative and high-tech pet products, PetGadgets.com. Unique and high-tech products that you won't find at your local pet store. PetGadgets.com. Find the latest products that will make life easier for you and your pet. PetGadgets.com. Everything from massage beds to a remote-controlled tennis ball launcher. PetGadgets.com. Be top dog in your neighborhood. Shop at PetGadgets.com.
Animal Radio is brought to you by the American Anti-Vivisection Society. Stop the FDA from allowing milk and meat from cloned animals to be sold in grocery stores. Contact the American Anti-Vivisection Society for information at www.endanimalcloning.org.
Did you know that dogs can get worm infections just by eating grass, and that those same parasites can also infect humans? Protect your dog and your family by deworming your dog twice a year with Safeguard Canine Dewormer. For more information, visit www.safe-guard.com. That's SAFE-GUARD.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Moore, and as a sports fan, I can tell you there's nothing quite better than spending a day in the park playing catch with a beautiful lady. Like Shirley, my dog. Listen, adopt a pet. They are the most loyal companions you will ever have. Visit pets911.com or call 1-888-PETS-911. Hooray!
For more information, go to pets911.com. Proud to be a partner of Animal Radio.
Animal Radio is brought to you by Get Serious, a stain and pheromone remover so easy to use, even men can do it. Hey, wait a minute. Don't take any more excuses, women. It's time to get serious. Get Serious is available at PetSmart and online at GetSeriousProducts.com.
Preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio.
Judy, it's no secret that anytime anything is wrong with me, you know it, because I scream, I complain, I'm always whining if I get a paper cut.
Or
the whole
splinter.
Office knows.
Yes.
Did you know our pets, though, are very, very different in that they don't really show pain. You may have noticed that. Animals naturally hide their pain to protect themselves from predators.
Oh, is that why they do that?
You may notice that your ill animal, it just seems very normal, and you may never even know that they're in pain. Dr. Tom Carpenter, president of the AAHA, which is the American Animal Hospital Association, joining us. Hi, Doc. How are you doing?
Hi. I'm fine. How are you?
Very good. Now, if our animals are in pain, it can go undetected for forever, huh?
Yes. I mean, there are usually signs, but we have to know what to look for.
What are those signs, and can we find them, or do we need to have our vet involved?
Well, I think at some point you need to have the veterinarian involved, but it's important that the owners are looking for most typically behavioral changes. The animals that are in pain can exhibit a little bit more hiding, especially in terms of cats. They may be reluctant to do things that they normally would be doing, like jumping up, following the owner around. Sometimes they'll react inappropriately, like if you have a cat or a dog with back pain where they might normally enjoy having their back scratched, they'll resent it or they'll try to avoid it. So I think probably the key thing is if something strikes you as odd, it would be a good thing to call and at least ask your veterinarian whether this is something to be concerned about.
And that could include even being more affectionate, could it not?
Yes, clingy, absolutely.
Which is something that you wouldn't expect. Let's say our animal has some kind of gastrointestinal problem going on.
Mm-hmm.
The animal hurts every time it eats, so it thinks that it's the food or it thinks it's the process of eating that is wrong.
Yeah, and a better example of that, if you have a cat with a urinary tract infection and it hurts to go to the bathroom or they feel a sense of urgency, they may choose to go outside the litter pan because when they're going to the bathroom it hurts and they start to associate that discomfort with being inside the litter pan.
If your animal, if your cat is going outside the litter, the first thing you want to check for is some kind of infection and make sure that the animal is exhibiting behavioral problem and not a physical problem. And
correct.
Your vet can determine that.
Yes, we always, when we're treating a behavioral problem, we always are sure to rule out a medical problem first. And most of the time, if there's a behavioral issue that's caused by a medical problem, there's pain involved.
As we move into a new era with new technologies, are there new medicines, are there new ways to help our animals that are in pain?
Absolutely. And the pain management guidelines that AHA and the American Association of Feline Practitioners just released really goes into that. And probably the biggest advancement is what's called multimodal treatment. And what that means is that you use a number of different means to control pain, and also the timing of how you control pain allows you to more effectively treat it. So in terms of in the past where we may have only used one type of medication and we wouldn't concern ourselves with other things that don't involve medication to relieve pain, now we use a combination and we find that works a whole lot better.
I've seen veterinarians use a pain patch after surgery. They shave an area and they put this, it almost looks like a smoking patch, a sticker that they actually apply on the animal.
What's this?
Yeah, that's probably what's called a fentanyl patch, and it's a transdermal patch. One of the nice things about a lot of medications is we have different means of administering them, and pain patches are used in people as well, and what it does is it provides the body with a steady flow of the medication rather than getting doses at intervals.
Very good to know. Okay, so keep an eye on your animals if you notice any behavior changes, because they're not going to come up to you and they're not going to say, Daddy, I cut my finger, or Daddy, my stomach hurts.
Or I have a toothache.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Can't do that. So the best way is just to watch their behavior, right?
Yeah, that would be the main thing, and I think that the most important thing for everybody to know is it's a team effort, and as veterinarians, we rely very heavily on the observations from the owners. When things are changing, if we aren't told about that, we don't have any means of treating it.
Okay, so you got to work very closely with your veterinarian, and of course going in for wellness checks and getting a baseline will help your veterinarian know what's normal for your animal.
Absolutely.
There's a website. What is it? The website healthypet.com.
Yes, healthypet.com will have the pain management guidelines on them for people to read, and we don't expect everyone to understand these guidelines in their entirety, but there's a lot of reference to the types of behaviors to look for, and I think more than anything to allow people to have a discussion with their veterinarian.
We appreciate your time today, Dr. Tom Carpenter, President of the American Animal Hospital Association, joining us on Animal Radio.
Thanks so much.
Hi, this is John O'Hurley. You're listening to Animal Radio, and remember, most importantly, please spay or neuter.
Preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio.
Cute, cuddly, a lifelong companion. Seems like the perfect gift for someone, doesn't it? But is it? I'm Dr. Jim Humphries reporting for Animal Radio. Although everyone has their reasons for wanting to give a pet as a gift, really any time of the year, there are many more reasons for you to think twice before doing so. Many people have a great childhood memory of getting a puppy or a kitten as a gift, but most won't remember the training and the efforts their parents went through to make the new pet a part of the family. From housebreaking to socialization, we've probably forgotten the time investment it takes to create a great pet. Experts from humane organizations, veterinarians, and breeders all agree that the holidays are the worst time to introduce a pet into a household. The unusual environment of the holiday season can be overwhelming to a puppy or a kitten who's just left the safety of a litter. Many people fail to realize that just when a puppy is old enough to go home, he's learning many critical things. Even though everyone is well-intentioned, poor training and socialization during this time frame can lead to a problem pet, and later, a decision to give up the pet for adoption. Behavior problems are a major reason pets end up in our shelters. You may decide giving a pet is a good idea, but remember, you're also giving someone a 10 to 15-year commitment of care before deciding on any pet. Talk with your veterinarian and make sure your recipient is equipped to handle the responsibility. I think most people don't really think of the long-term nature of a pet's life and the commitment and the care that goes with this gift. For some, it might be a great idea. For others, it might be a problem and, frankly, unfair to the animal. Perhaps a gift from a humane shelter or a rescue club of a gift certificate might be a great idea. For the Veterinary News Network at myvnn.com, I'm Dr. Jim Humphries reporting for Animal Radio.
This is an Animal Radio News Update made possible by the Simple Solution Natural line of 100% biodegradable pet care products.
There's a brand new high-tech video game for animal lovers and veterinarian wannabes. I'm Hal Abrams. Majesco Entertainment, they're a provider of video games for the mass market. They've announced Pet Pals, Animal Doctor for the Nintendo DS. Yes, Pet Pals Animal Doctor invites players to step into the challenging world of veterinary medicine as they diagnose and treat 30 different medical cases created by real-life veterinarians. Players will learn the techniques required to diagnose and treat 23 different lovable pets, including a Yorkshire Terrier, a python, turtle, parakeet, rabbit, Siamese cat, and a hamster. And to do so, players must successfully administer more than 40 touchscreen tests while interacting with stressed patients and concerned pet owners. 30 different medical cases, from hairballs to infections to broken bones, were created by real veterinarians and lend authenticity to the game. And of course, after treatment, players can feed, clean, and play with their patients in the recovery room to help improve each animal's spirits as it heals. This Nintendo DS game, Pet Pals Animal Doctor, will launch early 2008. Get more Animal Radio news at animalradio.com.
This has been an Animal Radio News Update brought to you by the Simple Solution Natural line of 100% biodegradable pet care products. Get more at animalradio.com. Earth-conscious consumers have an eco-friendly choice in pet care. The Simple Solution Natural line of 100% all-natural pet products. 100% biodegradable training pads. Biodegradable even by California standards. They'll biodegrade faster than an orange peel. Also, Simple Solution Natural Pet Stain and Odor Remover. A great alternative to harsh chemicals found in traditional household cleaners. Simple Solution Natural, based on a way of life. Find Simple Solution at Petco, PetSmart, or your local pet retailer.
Hey, you want to keep a secret from your dog? It's the new fish sticks from Canine Caviar. They're good for your dog's teeth, gums, and also his achy joints. And fish sticks from Canine Caviar are 100% natural, completely digestible, and contain no chemical preservatives, additives, or fillers, and they're low in calories. But don't tell your dog that. All they care about is that they taste good. Get your dog fish sticks at caninecaviar.com. That's www.caninecaviar.com.
Do you know what you're serving for dinner tonight? If the FDA has its way, the milk and meat you see at the grocery store could come from cloned animals. And you won't even know because it won't be labeled. Cloning animals for food involves more than just food safety. Animal suffering and other ethical issues must also be considered. The cloning process uses hundreds of animals to produce just one clone, causing death or severe health problems for most of the animals involved. Just because we can clone animals for food doesn't mean we should. Contact the American Anti-Vivisection Society to learn more about the problems with animal cloning at www.endanimalcloning.org. That's www.endanimalcloning.org. And have a voice in what you are serving for dinner tonight.
Did you know that dogs can get worm infections just from eating grass, and that those same parasites can also infect humans?
Ew, gross.
Thank goodness there's a safe and easy way to eliminate and prevent the major worms that infect dogs. Safeguard Canine Dewormer. Just sprinkle it on your dog's food twice a year.
And that's it?
Yep. For more information, visit www.safe-guard.com. That's SAFE-GUARD.com. It's the best way I know to protect my dog and my family against intestinal worm infections.
Preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio.
We are back with Animal Radio resident vet Dr. Debbie White, who has a very successful practice in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're here today to get vaccinations for our cats, and I have so many questions, and I know that listeners have the same questions. First of all, there's a lot of controversy, you'll even admit that, as to what vaccinations are necessary for your cats. I know that rabies, by law, is required.
Absolutely. Rabies is really a human and a public health concern, so that's something we really can't forget.
And how often do you have to do that?
Rabies will be dictated by the state you live in, so depending on how common rabies is in the wild population, we'll really state it. So anywhere between 1 and 3 years.
Your veterinarian, of course, will know that. And, of course, if you travel from state to state, you have to have documentation of that, right?
Right. And any pet owner that is traveling, you really should carry a copy of your rabies certificate with you.
Okay. What other feline vaccinations should you have?
Kitty distemper or panleukopenia is very important. That is something that for many cats we're giving on a yearly to every 3-year basis.
Is that included in what they call the 3 or 4-in-1 vaccination?
Exactly. And that's a combination of upper respiratory viruses that affect cats in a lot of different ways, whether they be respiratory system or intestinal system.
And that's an every year one, huh?
In some areas. Now, and this is something where it gets a little muddy because you really want to talk to your veterinarian and make sure that you are doing what is recommended for your individual pet.
Okay, because it really can it can change from one part of the country to the other part of the country.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have the 4-in-1, we have the rabies. I know there's one for leukemia, feline leukemia. Is that one that we should be giving to our animals?
It really depends on what situations you are in. Does your pet go outside? The distemper and the rabies are what we call the core vaccine, so pretty much every cat needs those. When we venture out of that, then we get into feline leukemia, feline AIDS, which is FIV, and those are non-core vaccinations. So maybe not necessary. You need to talk to your veterinarian if your cat is at risk for those.
If our cat's indoors, they may be less likely to be at risk for leukemia or FIV?
Absolutely. Those are viruses that are passed from cat to cat contact. So we want to minimize the effect of the vaccines if we don't necessarily have to give a vaccine for a disease they're not going to encounter.
Okay, here's the one we always hear about. We get emails about this all the time. The vaccine-induced fibrosarcoma. I don't want to give my cat the vaccine because I'm afraid he's going to get cancer down the line. Do you ever hear this? I'm sure you do.
Oh, absolutely. And as veterinary technology has come further and further, we've recognized that there's good with vaccines, but we can also create some harm. And fibrosarcomas is certainly one of those issues. Vaccine manufacturers have figured out what type of things to avoid now. So they're starting to get to DNA technology and making vaccinations that'll be less apt to create those problems.
You're weighing the risks there, and it actually benefits you to get the vaccine over the risk of the possibility of getting any kind of cancer, right?
Right, and that's where, having that one-on-one conversation with your veterinarian so you can really discuss, is my pet at risk for that disease?
Well, we have the studio cats vaccinated here today. What kind of effects can I expect to see within the next day or so?
Well, there's the short-term effects, and there could be a little bit more delayed onset effects. The day of vaccinations, we might see they're a little listless, maybe a little feverish, not feeling so good, and that can even go into the next day. An immediate or a hypersensitivity reaction would be more of an allergic response, where they're becoming violently ill, vomiting.
Something went wrong there.
Yeah, it's truly an anaphylactic reaction, and it's an individual, almost like if you were allergic to bee stings. It's the same kind of effect, so it's really hard to predict those patients.
So you get your vaccinations, you get home, and you see an allergic reaction, you should contact your vet and let them know immediately.
Get your kitty or your dog back to the veterinarian.
However, they may be a little lethargic, and that's normal, right?
Right, and that we equate that similar to babies. After babies get vaccines, they're a little bit listless the next day.
You give a lot of vaccines, I imagine, and you probably have to deal with a lot of temperamental felines, I would imagine. Do you ever get all scratched up doing that?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of battle scars on these arms, so cats and dogs alike.
Let's talk a little bit about dogs. What kind of vaccinations do they need?
The core vaccines for dogs were going to be rabies, distemper virus, and parvovirus. Those are really the core vaccines. Kennel cough or Bordetella is another vaccine which we commonly vaccinate for.
Dogs, generally, they have a more social life, it seems like, than felines. They're visiting with other dogs at dog parks, at daycare, doggy daycare. They're exposed to a lot, and kennel cough is one of these, right?
Right, and if your pet is in those situations and they like to go to the dog park, or you do take a boarding or to a boarding facility, you really need to stay up with the kennel cough, because that really is a short-term protection with that vaccine. So that really every 6 months should be done.
Now, what is kennel cough?
It's a contagious cough, a mixed bag of viruses and bacteria. We can vaccinate for the bacterial part, and it creates a dry, hacking, miserable cough.
And you said you also vaccinate for parvovirus. Now, I've heard about this. This could be fatal.
Yes, and we do see some really bad seasons with parvovirus. We're actually in one of them right now here in Las Vegas, where a lot of young dogs, puppies, are coming down with this. They're not completed with their vaccine series, or heaven forbid, haven't had any vaccinations yet.
You say there's a season for this?
Yeah, it kind of coincides with when we see puppies and litters being born. Also when people get outdoors more. So you're taking your dogs out for walks, you're taking them out in environments where they may be exposed to other dogs that could have parvo.
And the rabies vaccination that dogs get, I guess the laws also pretty much dictate how often that happens.
Exactly. That is set by the state you live in.
And there's no way around that, legally?
Not typically. Sometimes we will have medical waivers for pets that have problems, but ultimately state health authorities don't buy it most of the time.
Dr. Debbie White, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you much.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Every once in a while, there comes along a special group of animal lovers that stands strongly in defense of the voiceless. Animal People is that newspaper for people who really care about the animals. Animal People is published 10 times yearly. The publisher is a non-profit corporation dedicated to exposing the existence of cruelty to animals and to informing and educating you so that animal lovers worldwide can eliminate such cruelty. Your subscription is $24 a year and is 100% tax deductible. Get Animal People's fair and accurate investigative reporting from the industry watchdog. Visit our website at www.animalpeoplenews.org. That's www.animalpeoplenews.org to subscribe to the news for people who care about animals. Animal People. Subscribe today at www.animalpeoplenews.org.
The Animal Minute is brought to you by Urinoff, the #1 vet-recommended urine odor and stain remover. To purchase, visit www.urinoff.com. Urinoff, finally, something that works.
Dogs or cats, horse or emu, animals are people too. A little dog in Flint, Michigan has found a new friend who is changing her life forever. Rex Miller lost a leg when he tried to jump a train when he was only 15 years old. Miller now owns the Greater Flint Prosthetic Center, where he usually makes artificial limbs for humans. Miller made Peg's new leg for free because her owner works for a non-profit organization that trains leader dogs for the blind. Peg will eventually be trained to be a service dog and will probably be working at a nursing home because she seems to be a big hit with the senior citizens. Miller said he just wants everyone to know that there's an option out there for animals as well as humans. I'm Britt Savage for Animal Radio. Animals are people too. Animal Radio.
There's lots of reasons to need a urine odor and stain remover. Your dog's afraid of thunderstorms. Cat hates being alone. You've moved into a new house. But there's only one reason to buy Urinoff, because it actually works. Urinoff's high-performance formula gets to the source of the problem and removes it permanently, even cat urine. Many odor removers claim to work, but thousands of loyal Urinoff customers, even vets, swear by it. If urine odor is a problem in your home, reach for Urinoff, the odor remover that actually works. Available exclusively at www.urinoff.com or your local vet.
Did you see the paper? They mentioned cloning animals for food.
Seriously? I thought cloning was still pretty experimental.
It is. Most of the animals die or are born with some sort of health defect.
So why is the FDA going to approve it?
I don't know. It's upsetting that the FDA seems to be ignoring scientific evidence that animals in cloning suffer. And the FDA says that it won't even label cloned foods.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, and we could be eating meat or drinking milk from cloned animals and not even know it.
Is there anything we can do to stop this?
You can. Contact the American Anti-Vivisection Society at www.endanimalcloning.org to learn more about the problems with animal cloning and to help keep cloned food off grocery store shelves. Cloning animals for food is not just about food safety. Animal suffering and other ethical issues have been ignored for too long and must be considered. To learn more, visit www.endanimalcloning.org. Just because we can clone animals for food doesn't mean we should.
This is Glenn Close on Animal Radio, and remember how very, very important it is to spay or neuter your pet.
Preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio.
You could hand me a Kleenex over there, Judy.
Oh, here you go. What's the matter?
It's kind of a momentous occasion. It's bittersweet. It's good. It's all good.
Uh-huh.
Kyle Orant, who's got to be almost 10 years old now, came into our lives here at Animal Radio a little over a year ago when he told us about the $20,000 he raised selling lemonade. Lemonade.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
And he gave all that money to Canine Companions for Independence.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so what are you going to do next? And he said, well, I'd like to do a collar auction. A collar auction? I said, what's that? He said, well, I'd like to get some collars, dog collars, and get celebrities to sign them and then auction them at charity eBay. And he's raised quite a lot of money. He's got every celebrity that we've had on for the last year, we've asked them if they'd go ahead and sign one of these. No one said no.
Mm-hmm.
So with all their help, he's raised a lot of money, and the auction, I believe, has just come to an end, and we have him on the phone. Is that correct?
Yes, we do, but first give me that Kleenex back.
Sorry about that. Hi, Kyle.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
What are you doing today?
I got back from school a couple hours ago.
How's school going?
Good.
How's your puppy?
Oh, she's good.
Good.
She growing up pretty fast?
Yeah, she got a little bigger.
A little bigger. Well, I guess the big finale's happened. You finished with the collar auction.
Yeah.
Which collar got the most money?
Dean Koontz.
Dean Koontz. How much did he get?
It went for somewhere in the 400s.
Very good.
Do you know what the final tally is? Are the numbers in yet?
We have about...
Wait, let me get a drum roll.
We got over $10,300.
$10,300. Is that with your match?
Yeah.
Wow, and that's all going to Canine Companions for Independence.
Yeah.
Have you told them?
Yep.
What'd they say?
They're happy.
Very happy.
I bet.
And I bet you're happy to finish it up, because those are a lot of collars there we had going through the old...
yeah.
Yeah. You had to take pictures of them and all of that?
Yeah.
That was a lot of work, but you did a good job.
Thank you.
So there you go. You did the lemonade stand. You did the collar auction. Bet you know what question's coming up next.
Yeah.
What are you going to do next?
That's something I got to think about.
You're going to think about it this time.
You're going to take a rest for a while, I'm sure. So you've raised a total of $30,300 for Canine Companions.
Yeah.
Very awesome. Big old congratulations from all of us here.
Thank you.
We think what you've done is awesome, and we hope you continue in the spirit, or at least inspire others.
Thank you.
Are you going to try to get any of your friends to start helping out with the animals by doing this?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to thank Bamboo Collars, of course, who donated the collars. I want to thank all the celebrities that signed collars for you. A lot of them gave of their time to sign collars to make this very successful.
Yeah.
Do you want to say thanks to anybody?
Yeah. Thank you, Fritz.
Fritz. He's the guy that matched you, huh?
Yeah.
You're awesome, Fritz.
Yes.
Here's a big old sloppy kiss for Fritz for matching you, okay? That makes it all worthwhile, Judy.
Yes, it does.
Inspiring young kids to do wonderful things to help the animals. 1-866-405-8405. Write that on your unk, because we'd love to hear from you all week long. You can call us with your questions, or just ask us about what the best restaurant in town is.
We're here.
We're here for that. You can also email us at yourvoice@animalradio.com. And, of course, don't forget, we are streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at animalradio.com and on your cell phone. Any provider, all you got to do is text ANIMAL to 27627. And don't forget, we have brand new animal-related headlines at animalradio.com. So much good stuff going on there.
And remember, if you get a pet, please spay or neuter. And if it happens to be a cat, don't declaw. And always adopt from your local shelter. I'm Judy Francis.
I'm Hal Abrams. We'll see you next week right here for more Animal Radio. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
This is Animal Radio Network.